It finally happened, y'all. Let's get it.
Get that in.
Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider. I'm still halfway asleep. Thought I was going to sleep in today. It's not happening. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. There's some breaking news that we're going to talk about. Real quick, man, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there, get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next two deposits using promo code YouTube150. Fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. Salute once again to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Breaking news, you guys. Breaking news. Our Raiders have finally traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets. I know a lot of people were confused as to what we were getting back. Well, it is official. Adam Schefter put it out there. It'll be a conditional third-round pick that can go to a second-round pick per source. So I know initially people thought it was going to be a fourth-round pick. Yo, I'm live right now, little bro. Yeah, I'm live. I'll hit you in a minute. Salute the Hammer, man. Just called and said he wanted to go live. I'll send the invite here in a second. But I know a lot of people were kind of like, oh, my God, a fourth-round pick. Well, it looks like at least Mark Davis got that second round tied to this, okay? Because all the speculation was that Mark Davis was not going to move on from Davante Adams unless there was a second-round pick connected to him. It looks like Mark at least got his wish, having that title connected to it. It's a conditional third-round pick that can turn into a second-round pick. And it's probably going to be from, durability, how many games he plays. It could be production. I have no clue what that is or what that entails up to this point, but it's a conditional third-round pick that can convert into a second-round pick. So we may end up getting a second-round pick for Davante Adams after, 3 years of having him and trading a first and a second-round pick for Davante Adams. So it is what it is. After watching that, man, the Jets are 2-4. 2-4. Okay, it's based on performance. So there you go. Salute to Hammer. I didn't see that yet, but there you go. Performance, which he'll probably end up reaching because he is with Aaron Rodgers, his favorite quarterback in the whole entire world. Breaking news, you guys. Once again, our Raiders have officially traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets for a conditional third-round pick that can convert into a second-round pick based on performance. So that contract is gone. Praise God. The distraction is gone out of the building. Thank God. And we move on from our 30-plus-year-old disgruntled wide receiver as he goes and returns to Aaron Rodgers' basement. Yo, I'll take the trade right here, you guys. I think this is actually a good move for us. The Jets, it's clear cut. I don't know if you watched the game last night. They ended up losing to the Buffalo Bills. There was a play at the end of the game where Aaron Rodgers was trying to find Mike Williams. He slipped, okay? He slipped, and you can see it on Aaron Rodgers' face. It ends up being a pick. Buffalo ends up, kneeling the ball down, killing the clock. Buffalo escapes with a victory out of MetLife Stadium, right? But when Mike Williams slipped, I swear, man, you could see it on Aaron Rodgers' face. He was like, this is not going to fly. I heard what Davante supposedly said. This is what I'm hearing from Aaron Rodgers' body language. I'm hearing, I cannot finish my career like this. That's what I was hearing. I was hearing Aaron Rodgers' body language say what Davante Adams possibly said was, I cannot end my career like this. So here you have it, man. Aaron Rodgers gets his wishes. Nathaniel Hackett gets both of his guys, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, back in the mix out there in New York at 2-4, which is very weird because they're 2-4. We're 2-4. The Saints are 2-4, which was the other team that were interested in Davante Adams' services. But here you have it, a conditional third-round pick that can turn into a second-round pick. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Salute to my guy Ant on a $5 special, man. Salute to Mateo Graphk, be right on time. The GOAT. Appreciate you, brother. I needed a day yesterday, you guys. I'm going to be honest. This team is going to be the death of me. I was like, I needed to just take a Monday off, watch Raw, spend some time with my family. It was a holiday. My kids were off school. I was like, you know what? I'm taking a day off. This team don't care about me. So why should I care about them on Monday, man? So I just took a break, but we're going to double, triple dip today. We have the AFC West Roundtable tonight, and I also have another show set up here soon. So there you go. Salute to Mateo, man. Salute to VL as well. Salute to you, man, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. I appreciate you, my brother, so much. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang here in the building. I appreciate every single one of you guys. VL, my dog, salute. If you guys missed out on those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support what we do over here. Just like Mac, I was delusional. I'll eat my crow. Salute the Reed. And salute to the almost 1,400 people here in the building. I appreciate you guys for real. Gio, time to blow it all up. Hate to admit it, but we can get a haul. That's not going to happen. We're not competitive. Make the moves early, get value. It's not going to happen, Gio. I don't know if you've seen, there was a clip that started going viral yesterday. I think it was Adam Schefter on the Pat McAfee show. And he stated that there was a team that reached out to us in the offseason for a first-round pick for Maxx Crosby, and that we negated that. We're like, no, we wouldn't even take multiple first-round picks. So Max is not going anywhere. He is going to be the foundational piece on that defensive side of the ball that we can help build with him over there and Brock Bowers on the offensive side of the ball. So, and hopefully we can get our quarterback of the future in the 2025 draft, and we'll be good to go. But yes, we're not competitive right now, Gio. And I know I spoke about, the potential Maxx Crosby trade because I have to. This is what I do for a living. Once Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg, I already knew that all the rumors were going to start flying about, Max going home. He's from, originally from the Michigan area. I believe a little bit outside of Flint. So Detroit is pretty much his hometown in terms of sports. And, I know I've heard the interviews in the past where the Lions would be one of the only other teams that he would have wanted to play for and so on and so forth, even though he grew up in the Dallas area. But I knew the rumors were going to start flying. But we can kill those rumors right now. It looks like Detroit's going to look for some help. I don't know if they call the Jets now and get Hassan Reddick. There's rumors of them trying to call Cleveland to potentially get, Smith or Myles Garrett, which Garrett's not going to happen. But we're not going to move on from Maxx Crosby. It's just not going to happen. You keep him in the building. He's your best player, period. And he's also your locker room leader. You know what I mean? So, and he wants to be here. Gio, until Maxx Crosby tells Mark Davis he no longer wants to be a Raider, he needs to be in that building, period. Point blank. Salute to Gio. Salute to Juan. Appreciate you on a $2 special as well, you guys. Let me get these supers. I'm going to catch up. And the Packers keep winning. Salute this 2 stocks. Facts. If you would have just stuck it out with Jordan Love, 2 stock, right? And he potentially would have had Josh Jacobs over there eventually later on too. Davante would have been in a good situation out there in Green Bay. But hey, he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers, right? Salute to RS. I don't like to speculate. Brady becomes official part owner today. Could the tide be turning for us? Let's hope for it. See, I already had a show set up at 1:00, and I'm probably just going to end up deleting it now because we're going to talk about it. But yes, RS, and there are already there's a ton of speculation, and it looks as though it's coming out of the Las Vegas Review-Journal and other places as well, that Tom Brady is going to have, he's going to be a vocal leader in terms of operations football-wise. So you can only hope that Tom Brady is going to have some type of say, but that's what they're saying right now. He's going to be vocal in terms of football operations. So I'm hoping that Tom Brady can come in. He'll probably be official today, part owner today, and hopefully, man, that tide changes. I know that he likes Shedeur Sanders, RS, a lot. I know they have a connection there with him, Dion, and Brady. So something to keep an eye on moving forward and going into that draft next year. But I mean, it can never hurt to have a Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, in your corner, especially if he's being vocal about football operations. Definitely people are going to want to come into Las Vegas to play, especially if Tom Brady has a voice in that locker room. You know what I mean? So, but who's to say? It's speculation right now. But the rumor mill is saying that the deal should be done today and that he will be a very vocal part of football operations moving forward. So that is definitely a great thing for this franchise, for this organization moving forward. Salute to Joe. I'll apply Tom Telesco later. He has zero excuses to not get a franchise quarterback for the future now, but I don't want to hear Cam Waters, Shedeur Sanders are out of reach. Go get to work, coupon time. Joe, what's funny, man? Appreciate you on the $10. I feel like Tom Telesco is the only guy in the building that I'm not going to put any type of anything on. There's two things that I could be pissed off about Tom Telesco. Was not going to get a running back earlier on in the draft, right? And waiting until the sixth round. And I still believe in Dylan Laube. I think that he's going through a tough beginning of his career, but I think he can still be good. But he should have got a running back earlier. And even if you missed out on those first round quarterbacks, you should have went and got a quarterback there in the mid rounds, regardless of anything. Even if it was Spencer Rattler, who ended up going in the fifth round, you have to go get a quarterback there in that situation. I don't care if going out to get, Gardner Minshew, who didn't work out, Aiden, who's still, in the words of AP, Aiden is Aiden out there. Take that as you may. I think what he means is Aiden is Aiden. Pedestrian is pedestrian. That's what you're going to get out of Aiden O'Connell. That's what I truly think he meant, to be honest. But, I'm only speculating here, right? But, yeah, man, I just wish that Tom Telesco would have went and got a running back earlier and got a quarterback and didn't wait for UDFA and Carter Bradley out of South Alabama. I wish we would have got a quarterback and a running back earlier. Salute to Brian. $100 million on cap space next year. Shedeur, T. Higgins. I would love both of them, Brian. I would. Love T. Higgins. He's one of my favorite non-Raider players in the NFL. He is, man. And I think that, it's time for him to find a new place, a new home, new location, some new fresh energy around him. And I do believe if we do locate our quarterback, which we need to, which we should in the first round next year's draft, I would not have a problem going out and paying big time money to bring in a T. Higgins. He's still young. He's been waiting to be unlocked as that wide receiver one. He's kind of been in the shadow of Jamar Chase out there in Cincinnati. I would love it. Salute to Brian, my dog. Once again, you guys, for those who are just joining right now, breaking news, our Raiders have traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets for a conditional third-round pick that can turn into a second-round pick with performance. So there you go. A conditional third-round pick that can turn into a second-round pick with performance. So there you have it. I don't know if that's Davante reaching 1,000 yards receiving. I don't know if that is, all pro, Pro Bowl, whatever it is performance-based. That can convert into a second-round pick. And hopefully, man, Aaron Rodgers can unlock that so we have an extra second-round pick going into the 2025 draft. I don't think people realize, you guys, how much it would mean to have 2 second-round picks. You could potentially go get your quarterback in the first round and then trade up, use those 2 first-round picks, and go get some extra help. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you can get Gene T at all, but could you imagine a world where you end up with your quarterback of the future and you end up with the Boise State's guy, Gene T, a guy who is on a generational run right now at the collegiate level? Maybe you could package up those 2 seconds and move up. I know it's a dream, and I know I'm dreaming here, but what if you could package up those 2 seconds, move up, get your running back of the future? And I'm not talking about just a regular running back, you guys, because I've always said that bad teams draft running backs in the first round. Well, we're a bad team right now, but this is different. He is a generational type player. So if you could potentially go get your quarterback and your running back of the future back to back, that would be phenomenal. Salute to Larry. I wonder how many people in that building were tired of the Adams pouting after every game. I'm not mad to see him leave. Me either, Larry. And like I said before, we've known for some time now. That there was some stuff going on, with Davante in terms of chemistry and in terms of, the back and forth in the locker room. We knew it. And we've heard it from multiple sources within the building that there was something there with Davante. Not saying that Davante wasn't a beloved figure, because he was. He's Davante Adams. Maxx loves him, the team. But there were situations where it's like, yo, this is not about you, bro. It's not about you. We're trying to put this thing together. Everything's not about Davante Adams. There was a lot going on in terms of that situation. So to move on from that, thank God that we just and at least, we got at least at the bare minimum, you guys, a 3rd round pick with a 30-plus-year-old wide receiver. I think he's gonna be 32 in December, coming off of a hamstring injury. So, hey, and we can wipe our hands of that contract. That is the phenomenal thing about this, you guys, is wipe your hands, man. Jets take that, potentially get a 2nd round pick out of it. The Jets are right now, they are in desperation mode, you guys. They are desperate as all get up right now. You see in their 2-4. The offense is, finally started to gel a little bit, right? With Todd Downey out there calling the plays yesterday. They started to gel a little bit. They're still trying to get that ground game going. You know what? I think Breece Hall had over 100 yards rushing last night, so they did get the ground game going a little bit. Braylon Allen struggled, though. 3 carries, 8 yards. But when your most productive wide receiver is Allen Lazard, another former Green Bay Packer, who has 6 receptions for 114 yards yesterday. He did have a touchdown as well, that big Hail Mary before the half. Garrett Wilson, 8 receptions, 100 yards. They had a pretty good offensive attack yesterday. But one thing about Davante Adams is he could do it all. He already has that rapport with Aaron Rodgers. Those short intermediate passes, that yak that they can get with Davante Adams, they're missing something out there in New York, and they think that Davante can be the guy that can unlock that. And they're desperate right now. Aaron Rodgers is a guy that is at the end of his career. This could potentially be the last year of his career. And why not go out the way you want to go out, with you and your dog, your best friend, Davante Adams? I get it. We could have traded Tay for Dobbs and a 1st round pick. Dobbs. What you mean, Josh Dobbs? I hope you don't mean Josh Dobbs, Raider Aaron. I mean, who wants him in a 1st round pick? No, that's not true. That's not. I don't know where you found that at, brother. I've never seen that at all. Salute to Gio. Y'all don't like me for that. I love Max. I just think that this is going to get even worse as the L's pile up and never get any real value. Salute to the chat. Gio, nobody hates you. Nobody hates you for that, brother. Hey, I talked about it the other day because it's something that, look. I said it on Twitter, Gio. I watched Tim Brown go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched Marcus Allen go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, nothing can shell shock me anymore. You know what I'm saying? So we should be open, to at least taking phone calls and hearing people out and seeing what it is. But Max is the most untouchable player on this roster. But if the Detroit Lions come calling and say some crazy outlandish, we got 3 1st round picks, you're not going to at least pick up the phone? I'm not mad at you for talking about that at all. Maybe you have to speak about it. It's football. We've seen Mac get traded. We've seen Amari Cooper, homegrown talent, get traded. We've seen, like I said, my day, Marcus Allen going to the divisional rival Chiefs because him and Al couldn't clean up their mess. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Timmy going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after losing to them in the Super Bowl. Look, man, you should be able to say whatever's on your mind. So I'm not judging you by that, brother. So salute to Gio. Stan, I like Davante, but we are better off with him gone. Facts. I agree. It is Brock Bowers' season, Stan. It is Brock Bowers' season. And with that contract off the books, that opens up so much more for us next year in free agency. We're going to have a shit ton of money. We're going to have a full draft class with some extra draft capital. We are in good shape right now, but we just have to go locate that quarterback. We have to. Clear cut. You got to go get your quarterback. And I want this team to get a running back in the first 3 rounds. Simple and plain. I know people may not want to hear that, and you may have to get a corner. If Jack Jones continues to struggle, maybe you get a corner early. Hopefully DCAM. Richardson could be that guy. But maybe you have to get a corner. Maybe you have to look at another tackle because Glaze is out there looking really, really good at right tackle. Maybe you move Mumford to left tackle and you move on from Colton Miller, in the offseason. Who's to say? But maybe we have to look at some offensive line help. I love the way that this O-line has been starting to put it together these past few weeks. I think these young pups are the future. We're going to have to get another center, though. So regardless if that means JPJ moving to center and moving on from Andre James this offseason, or if you want to move Parham there, which I would rather have JPJ. I have him as an all-pro center. But if you do that, maybe we have to get a guard, right? If you have to move JPJ or Parham, one of the two, to center and move on from Andre James, maybe you have to get a guard. But I wouldn't be upset if you went and got your quarterback, offensive lineman and a running back. Those first three back to back get you, or if you swap the running back, if say one of those really, really good running backs in this year's draft, which we'll go over a list here soon. Maybe you get him in a second, but if you can get you a guard or a tackle or a center, whoever it is, get you an offensive lineman there, quarterback, lineman, running back. I'm cool with that. Salute to Stan. Appreciate you on a $20 special, man. We lose again in a trade. We can't gamble. I mean, I don't know how you lose here. How do you lose here, Aaron? I don't know how you lose here. How do you lose here? You moved a first and a second. It didn't work. He was disgruntled, wanted to leave, and you potentially got a second back, which you weren't going to get a first and a second, and you moved off of that crazy, insane contract. I think this is a win. I think it's a win. It's a guy that doesn't want to be here. His teammates know that he doesn't want to be here. His coaching staff knows he doesn't want to be here. How do you lose potentially getting a second-round pick for him, especially with the hamstring, 32 years old this year, the insane $40 million next year on his deal, then a 40 plus the following year? This is a win. This is a win. Okay, so it looks like there's some updated information here, you guys. The conditional third-round pick, if the Jets are traded to the Raiders for Davante Adams, becomes a second if any of the following happenings per source. Adams must be a first or second team All-Pro on the active roster for an AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. So it's going to be tough with him already missing a few games. Can he end up being second team All-Pro? Can he end up being first team All-Pro? There's a shit ton of football to be played left, but he has missed a few games. But there's a good chance that we can at least end up being a second team All-Pro with Aaron Rodgers flinging the football to him. So, I'm going to go 50-50 here that it ends up being a second-round pick or a third-round pick. But either way, these are the terms, you guys. Adams must be a first or a second team All-Pro on the active roster for an AFC Championship game or Super Bowl, if any of those happen. So there you have it. So I have that as a 50-50 shot that we could potentially convert that third-round pick into a second-round pick. I would entertain a first round for Max, multiple first, though. By Condor, no one's above the shield. I would not entertain a first-round pick for Maxx Crosby at all. That's not going to get it done. No. And what kind of tone are you setting for that locker room? He's the leader, in this locker room. And I understand that this would be the best time to do it if you were going to, because of us pretty much falling into the basement this season, so to speak. But no, man, a first-round pick, shit. No, it's not going to happen. Salute to Brock. Appreciate you on the $10 holler, man. Have no fear, Daddy. Brock is here. Tom Brady drafts our quarterback of the next decade next year. No one likes Taco Bell anyway. Talk that talk, Brock. Brock Bowers. Salute to my boy Brock in the building on a $5 special. Salute to my guy Joe. Also, the rest of the season is going to hurt, but this is what we have to do. It's a detox. It's been a long time coming. Too much tiptoeing around 500. I agree with that sentiment 110%, Joe. Salute to you, bro. We're going to end up losing a ton of football games moving forward this year, you guys. It is what it is. Whether you're mad, upset, happy, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is a long time coming. Hovering there at that, NFL purgatory, middle of the pack type team has kept us away from, getting generational type players. We've seen it, years back. Remember, when we took Clee, you guys, the Raiders ended up winning a football game that did not matter against the Arizona Cardinals. I remember kicking a field goal, putting up 3, winning that game last minute, and it put us in a situation where we didn't get Bosa. We ended up getting Cleveland Ferrell, right? So this has been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming. I mean, look, I love that we got Brock Bowers, but if You suck last year completely. You're in a situation where you could potentially go get a Jaden Daniels or a Caleb Williams. Now, I love Brock Bowers. I love that he's a Raider. I want him to retire a Raider. He's going to be the best tight end in the league. You can write that down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. He's going to be the best tight end in the league if he's not already now. But if you could have got your quarterback of the future by shitting the bed last year, and having the likes of a Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams, just a thought of it is like, God, you could have had your quarterback last year. But the good thing is this is still a really good quarterback class, and we could find somebody in next year's draft, whether it's Cam Ward, Shador, Drew Allure. There's so many guys that you could potentially bring in. I know some people like Riley Moss. I'm not that big on the Riley Moss train, but there are a ton of options out there that you can bring in next year to identify your quarterback. But, Joe, I agree with you, man. That hovering around 500, the middle of the pack type team football purgatory has kept us from getting these generational players. Facts. Salute to 4L. Graphk, I know we have 2/3 of a season left in offseason, but I am going on record now that I will be very angry if we pick Shador. He's Jamarcus 2.0, in my opinion. How? How? Because of the number? Because of his ethnicity? Why? His game is nowhere near Jamarcus Russell. I'm trying to figure out why you guys keep doing this. This kid Shador has been built literally, and my tune has changed in terms of Shador because I wasn't afraid about the game. I'm afraid about, the star being in his head, right? And being this, arrogant guy at the next level. You know what, man? VL, the difference between both of them outside of everything is that Shador has been built for this. He has been groomed for this. He was developed as a child in the Dallas area where I live for this moment. That is a guy that can come into Las Vegas immediately and say, put all the problems on my shoulders. That is a guy that has already embraced the star. He can be that and still handle all the shit that comes along with it. He was built for this. Jamarcus was not. Jamarcus, small town, I believe Alabama boy, got into Oakland, gotten to, some shit, the whole lean situation and so on and so forth. He didn't have, that team around him that can keep him level-headed and keep him grounded. Shador is not that, bro. He's not. Shador can make all the throws. You know what I'm saying? Some people think he holds on to the football a little too long. I don't know. I'm going to say that his offensive line has been one of the worst at the collegiate level the past few years. So that definitely has hampered him, but he is built for this moment. You never heard about Shador out there doing drugs, or getting into any real trouble. All you hear about Shador is the lights, the glamour, the arrogance. I can live with that, but that's not Jamarcus Russell, VO. We got to stop that shit, brother. Salute to Elijah Wilson. Adams must be a first or second team All-Pro on the active roster for an AFC Championship game or Super Bowl for the second. And like I said, Elijah, appreciate you on the $5 special. I think it's a 50-50 chance that he can end up that second team All-Pro because he's missed a few ball games. But with Aaron Rodgers being his quarterback, he's going to get the ball a lot. I think he can still find a way to end up being All-Pro this year. So that there's a good chance that can convert into a second. Salute to Lean on Lean. My guy, appreciate you, brother, on becoming a member. If you guys want to become a member like Lean on Lean, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support what we do. Appreciate you, brother. Should have added Getsy in that trade for free. Shit, you know what's funny, Jose? Shit, Aaron and Davante probably would have liked it. That's the guy. That's the Green Bay guy, right? Reunite him with Nathaniel Hackett. Have him out there with Todd Downey as well. I agree, Jose. Look, he's not the guy to call this in the future, but he was given a bag of shit, Jose. He really was. He was given a bag of shit. I mean, go out there with Zamir White and Alexander Madison as your lead backs. Here, take a beat up O-line at the beginning of the season without a JPJ, a beat up Colton Miller, and so on and so forth. And then look at Davante Adams getting forcing himself out of Las Vegas. He wasn't put in a great situation, but that doesn't mean that we have to like his playbook, right? It's been terrible. Outside of those first scripted drives that he puts together, which look phenomenal, it's right back to the same shit. Just predictable offensive football, nasty work. I don't know how many times I can take this guy having us throw plays behind the line of scrimmage. It's just nasty, disgusting work. Salute to Jose, man. Okay, hear me out. Garner to Miami. I think they're holding out for Tua. I think Tua will be back soon. I don't agree with him playing football ever again, but no. And there's other players too stock that they can go look at. Look, if they end up running with Justin Fields, why doesn't Miami reach out to Pittsburgh and see what they can do to go get Russell Wilson? There's been a connection there with Miami, Pittsburgh before, the Minka Fitzpatricks and so on and so forth. Flores, there's a connection there. I could see them if Justin Fields continues to, project, go upwards in his career this year. I could definitely see them reaching out and trying to bring in Russell Wilson. But I don't think anybody wants Gardner Minshew right now, seeing the way he played this season with our Raiders. He checked. And if Rodgers retires after the season, then what's Davante doing? Absolutely nothing. He checked. Nothing. He's going to be asking out again. But I'm assuming he checked that if they brought him in, Aaron and him are like this. They're best friends. They talk. They communicate frequently, right? I'm assuming that Aaron said, I'll be here for 2 years. Barring any injuries, I think that they probably had a situation where we got a year and a half together. We got the rest of this season, and we got next year to figure this out. So I don't think that Aaron would leave Davante on stuck like that. But, hey, you never really know. I know that in Green Bay, Davante wanted out as well because Aaron was forcing his way out, whether that was to the Jets or so on and so forth, right? They both wanted out. But Davante wanted it initially out because he didn't want to play with Jordan Love, who's one of the better quarterbacks in the league now, to play with Derek Carr because he didn't have his guy Aaron Rodgers. So I think that communication is there. So to the 2,000-plus people here in the building, appreciate every single one of you guys. Once again, for those who did not see it, y'all, breaking news, our Raiders traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets this morning. The trade condition updates are in. The conditional third-round pick that we initially got can convert into a second-round pick if Adams ends up being a first or second-team All-Pro, or if he ends up on the roster for an AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. So if he ends up a first-team All-Pro or a second-team All-Pro, we end up with a second-round pick. Or if he ends up playing in the AFC Championship or a Super Bowl, it ends up converting to a second-round pick. So there you have it. Those are the updated stipulations on that, on the new trade deal with the New York Jets. My apologies, you guys. I have not had my coffee yet. I was asleep when I got the news that Davante was traded. I want the running back from Boise. GT's crazy, bro. Wade, he is crazy. He's a generational running back. Salute to my brother Hug D's in the building, the GOAT himself, the my father himself, gifting 5 OLV Raider Network membership. Salute to my brother. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building because of Hug D's himself. Salute to Raider Smoke. Just woke up to the amazing news that the Diva Adams packed his purse and pumps and is heading to the bum-ass Jets. Quarterback and running back in the next year's draft. Salute, Graphk. Raider Smoke 89. Appreciate you, brother. And I agree with you, man. Go get you a running back early in the draft next year. Do not wait until the 5th, 6th, 7th round to identify a running back. You already know what it is. I know that Tom Telesco has done it before, right? He's found Austin Eckler as a UDFA. You know what I mean? So maybe he thinks I hit the nail on the head with Dylan Lowry. He's still young. He's a rookie. He thought maybe I have that guy that reminds him of an Austin Eckler, phenomenal in the passing game, can get it done in the ground game as well. Who's to say? But I think next year we have to go get a running back way early. First 3 rounds, get you a running back. What up, Neff? What up, Unc? Salute the Violator in the building. It's always good to see Unc here rocking with us in the building, man. Love you, Unc. Definitely got to get you on the show again here soon, man. Raiders. Salute to Lucky King. He's been a member for a year. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you so much for supporting us the way you do, Lucky King, my dog. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And there you go, Steve, right? Ray went off last night. Wanted to draft him. That was my favorite running back in that draft was Ray Davis. He absolutely cooked in the passing game and in the ground game yesterday for the Buffalo Bills. He had pretty much 100 yards on 20 carries. He also had 55 yards on 3 receptions along of 42. And he had, did he have a touchdown? No, he didn't have a touchdown yesterday. But Ray Davis went crazy with James Cook out for yesterday's game, man. I wish we would have went and got, you guys know, anybody that's watched the show for a good amount of time knows how much I wanted Ray Davis. I pretty much took him in every mock draft, the young pup out of Kentucky. Bro, that's not happening. Those aren't happening. Ty, who's to say? Who's to say, bro? Who's to say? He missed a few games, but why couldn't he be a second-team All-Pro? He has Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football again. I'm not saying that he'll be a first-team All-Pro or they'll be in the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl. They're 2-4 right now. But he can definitely be a second-team All-Pro with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football. That is very realistic. And even if it doesn't convert to a second-round pick, look, we wanted to move him, right? We wanted to move him, so we moved him. He's out of here. If anything, you get a third-round pick for him. Sayonara. Once again, I said at the beginning of the show, you guys, I think that, it meant a lot for Mark Davis. That was pride there. He wanted that second-round pick tied to Davante Adams regardless of anything. That's why he was holding out on trading Davante until someone reached that second-round threshold. He said, you need to take on the contract, and I want a second-round pick. Well, this is the best you can get. Mark at least got that second-round pick tied to that third-round pick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. They took on the contract. You got a third that could potentially be a second. I think this is the best deal that you can get from Davante Adams. I'm not mad about this. I don't see why everyone thinks Maxx would leave because we are losing. Dude went to Eastern Michigan, not like they're lighting that conference up. Lump, you ain't never lied. One of the greatest names in YouTube history. You never lied. Salute to Lumpy Sharp. East Coast said on live, we wasted yesterday. Sanders is a third round. Yeah. And East Coast is tweaking. East Coast, my brother, Dante, I love you. You are smoking dick and dynamite, sir. A third round pick, you are wilding. Wilding. Salute to Flores. And I love East Coast. He knows that. I want Shador, but don't want the dad hovering in Las Vegas. Hey, it is what it is. It's a package deal, Flores. You definitely can see Dion out there. That's his son, man. That's his son. I mean, look, Flores, you're never going to see a game where my son is out there. He's at the youth level right now. I'm running up and down the sideline, screaming at the refs. I damn near almost fought a ref the other day. My son took a cheap shot and was laid out in the middle of the field. Bro, I don't think you realize I almost went to jail that day. Hey, good fathers are going to hover around. It is what it is, man. So point blank period, salute to Dion. He's been his coach since a pup. He's being a good father. Yep, you ain't never lied. Never lied, Jersey. Sanders has definitely been groomed by Tom Brady. They've definitely had multiple conversations. They've been around each other several times. I'm telling you, man, he could be great. He could be great. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. The chat is going crazy right now. We got 2,000 people here in the building. Josh, look, man. Jahmyr Gibbs is a baller. Look, Josh, look, it's not happening. That's all I'm going to say. It's not happening. It's not happening. Y'all not going to get me in any trouble today, man. It's not happening. It's not happening, okay? I don't want everybody tripping on me. Oh, my God, Graphk wants Maxx Crosby traded. That's not what I ever said ever in life. I never said that. The QB we draft should be whoever Ben Johnson wants. I agree, Jersey. If you get him in the building, I don't care. Give him the keys. Give him the keys. I agree with you. That offense is so fluent in Detroit, man. Those trick plays they put together, man, is absolutely insane. Did you see the other play the other day, Jersey, where what happened? I think did Goff fake handoff, threw the ball to Brown, I believe, lateral to the tight end. I forgot what the hell it was, but the shit that they do out there in Detroit is insanity. I would love to have Ben Johnson calling shots, and also, yes, give him the keys. If he is the guy next year, give him the keys. The only team that I'm worried about, Jersey Raider, in terms of Ben Johnson would probably be the Philadelphia Eagles, but I don't know if he wants to go over there and coach Jalen Hurts. I don't know if that's a guy that he wants to go, if he wants him to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he wants him to be the guy, but definitely the Philadelphia Eagles will be one of those teams that are probably going to reach out for Ben Johnson's services. And I'm a little scared about that because if we lose him, then what? Then, we just run in the back with AP. And I'm not saying lose him like he wants to be here. I'm just saying if there's a chance that we can have Ben Johnson in the building, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are one team that you may have to keep an eye on for his services. But, Jalen Hurts is the big question mark. Would Ben Johnson want him to be the guy? I think Ben Johnson will want to go to a team that has a top pick in the first round that he can go get his quarterback of the future and he can develop him and get a major contract, guaranteed contract, for several years and allow him to do what he needs to do. Silver and Facts. Jack, you may think that sound we hearing is the echo from your clapback at Raider Nation, but really it's the sound of Telesco's office door closing to tell your ass you ain't getting that extension. Raider Nation for life. Salute to Silver and Facts. Hey, man, for those who don't know what Silver and Facts is talking about, Jack went on Twitter, and I guess apparently he deleted the tweet now, but he said none of you Raider fans could play a quarter at the NFL level. I believe that's what he said verbatim. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what he said was none of us could play at the NFL level for a quarter. Duh. I mean, you're just saying shit that we already know. I mean, what? I get it. You're trying to clap back because you got cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got cooked. You got absolutely cooked, bro. Najee took one ankle, then took the other one, AI'd over you, double back, took your ankles again. Them shits got snatched up. Jack, you deserve to get cooked on that, bro, because you got cooked. He couldn't take it, went back at it with the fans, and kind of showed, who he truly is. That we can't play a snap. We couldn't play a quarter at the NFL level. Duh. Best part, Graphk. Jets pay DA salary. Keep the faith. Raiders. Salute to my guy, Big Ron. Appreciate you, man. 2,100 people in the building. Salute to you guys. If we do get Sanders, do we go after Schumer for OC? I don't know. It depends on who's going to be the coach. Who's going to be the guy calling the shots. If it's Ben Johnson, essentially he's the offensive coordinator. That's why I want an offensive-minded head coach. Bringing a guy like Ben Johnson that can develop your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Don't have a defensive-minded head coach in the building that can't identify an offensive coordinator that could potentially kill off the development of your rookie quarterback. Go get you a guy that has a bright mind like a Ben Johnson. And then you really don't even have to worry about who the OC is because essentially Ben Johnson is that guy. So, salute to Defend the Shield on the $2 special, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let me see. Franklin Skinner's in the building. Salute to my guy. Yeah, definitely could. Definitely could. Once we identify the quarterback, we have to identify the quarterback position. Franklin, you have to, bro. You have to. And then we can, we can discuss potentially bringing in Higgins. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really – I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you want to spend that kind of money on a wide receiver when you could potentially bring one in this year's draft? Higgins is still young. I would love to have Higgins. But the thing is this. Let me see something real quick. All right. I want to see something real fast. All right, boom. You could definitely look at it, but you have to get your quarterback of the future, frankly. You have to have an idea of who you're going to bring into the building if you're going to pay Higgins top flight money to be your wide receiver one. We don't want to continue to be in these situations where you go out there and you pay Davante Adams a shit ton of money, but you move on from Derek Carr, the same season that Davante Adams gets traded over, from Green Bay, right? You don't want a situation where we got so lucky with Antonio Brown where almost that guaranteed money almost kicked in, where there were a shit ton of more question marks surrounding this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were wondering, is Derek Carr going to be the guy? Is he not? There was so many question marks surrounding our quarterback position even at that point. You know what I mean? So you just don't want to continue. I seen this trade for Randy Moss when we didn't have a quarterback. You just don't want to be that team. You don't want to bring in one of these, high-end wide receivers where you can't get him the football. But I love T. Higgins. Salute to Jose. I hate to say it, but as long as Patrick Mahomes in the AFC, the taco smell Jets are winning the Super Bowl or aren't winning the Super Bowl. Salute to Jose, my dog, on the $10 holler, man. Yeah, the Jets, they have so many other problems outside of receiver. It's absolutely insanity to me. Rudy, we got a shit ton of money next year. I believe we have over $100 million in salary cap to move around and play with. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to take care of your draft class, but we have a shit ton of money. Let me see. I'm going to look this up right now. Raiders salary cap 2025. See what we got. And I don't know if this is updated yet, you guys. Dead money, $32 million. Still paying Chandler Jones, man. Golly. Trying to find the updated number real quick. Salute to you guys for bearing with me real quick. Hold on. My apologies. Hold on real quick. Just want to make sure I didn't pass anybody's supers up. Doesn't say on this site right here, you guys. I'm trying to figure out what we have next year. But right now we have $25 million, 25.9, pretty much $26 million. 2025, right now, team cap space, it says $80 million. $80 million. Which can turn into more. I don't know if that Davante Adams contract is off the books yet. And it's not on this website. It's not caught up yet. So we could potentially have over $100 million in team cap space next year. I wish Dylan Raiola was available for the 2025 draft. That's a franchise quarterback. To my Patrick Mahomes light. Are you talking about Julio? Salute to my guy on a $5 special. Once again, you guys, for those who are just joining, I know it's really, really early. I haven't even had my coffee yet. I'm just waking up. But breaking news, our Raiders have traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets for a conditional third-round pick that could turn into a second-round pick. So there you have it. Ron Justice says $120 million. There you go. So you're taking the $40 million off of Davante's deal next year. We had $80 million essentially. You add 40 to it. So right there around that 120 mark. There you go. Rumor has it Saints are also shopping DC, as they should. As they should. They're nowhere near winning a championship right now. They have their future right now in Spencer Rattler, who looked okay this past week. They should be. They should be moving on from DC. You know, they need to start thinking about the future. The Saints are a team that's kind of like in a situation where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're in a worse division. They have an opportunity to actually take that division by storm, but they couldn't get it done. But they should move them. They should. I mean, that's not our problem, but they should move DC. They got their guy in Spencer Rattler, and they just took Jake Hayner out of Fresno State as well. So they have two young quarterbacks that they can develop. So I don't know why they want it. This hat is killing my head right now. Salute to Fred, man. Raiders. I completely agree, Graphk. I wish we could have removed Adams earlier. Now we must do damage control in the locker room. We are still in rebuilding mode. Let's trust the process. Raider Nation for life. Salute to my guy, Fred, man. Appreciate you, brother. And we're definitely in rebuild mode right now. Definitely. And I'm talking about all across the board. The quarterback position, the running back position, some spots on the defensive side of the ball we got to figure out in the offseason, the coaching staff, clear across the board. We need to figure out what's going to stick and what's not. We're in clear rebuild mode right now, trying to figure out this coaching staff, the quarterback spot, the running back position. And now, essentially, you need a wide receiver one, even though Brock Bowers is technically our wide receiver one. You're going to need another one. DA and Rodgers next year, run it back. Salute to Gio. You stupid, bro. You stupid, man. I want to ask you guys this. Now that we're kind of in this space, right? Oh, shit, my bad, Hug. My miss super was we're 6 games in and talking about next year. Got to be, though. Got to be, bro. You got to move on to next year. Got to move on to next year, bro. You have to. This year it's a wash, bro. It's a wash. I want to ask you, and Hug, let me know what you think about this. At this point, you guys, do we need to even, there was a time where the Niners reached out about Jacoby Myers. Do you think maybe we should think about potentially moving on from Jacoby as well? Just a thought. I'm not saying we should. I'm asking you, your guys' opinion. Do you think potentially we should move on from Jacoby Myers now? Just let DJ Turner, Tucker, Brock Bowers, and company be the guys to run the show on the offensive side of the ball this season? You think we should move on from Jacoby Myers? I want to ask, see if you can get anything for him, which you should be. He's a phenomenal wide receiver too. Do you think we should potentially flirt with the idea of moving on from Jacoby as well? and go identify the wide receiver position in the offseason. You can get some extra draft capital that could potentially help you go locate your quarterback. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe you could flirt with the idea. The Niners gave us a call early on in the offseason about Jacoby, with the whole Brandon Ayuk holdout and so on and so forth. Do you flirt with the idea of moving off of Jacoby? He is a Raider through and through. He does all the dirty work, great blocking wide receiver, great route runner, sure hands. I'm not stating that I'm just asking you guys, do you think that we should take advantage of that contract now and move on from him? You think Mark keeps AP after the season? KC, it depends on who becomes available. If Ben Johnson comes calling and says, I want to be there, let me go identify my quarterback. If there's another guy out there that Slovic, or one of those guys that he believes can be the guy that can, turn this thing around, maybe. I personally, and you guys know this, I would move on from AP. I don't think that it's going to work with this existing coaching staff. I would want to start fresh. You get your quarterback, fresh coaching staff, fresh start all across the board. Build on your defense. You have Christian Wilkins, Malcolm Kuz potentially coming back. He's a free agent, but I think he will be coming back home. You got Maxx. You still have pieces over there on the defense side of the ball. Continue to build on that. That's going to be your strong suit going into the next season. But I think a fresh coaching staff, a fresh start to a quarterback position. I think there's so many things that we need to do, and I think it starts with coaching. Me personally, I would not bring AP back next season, but I don't know what Mark wants to do. It depends on who's going to be available out there. But if Ben Johnson is a guy that has, made it understood that he wants to be in Vegas, I think it's only a matter of time. You gotta let him go. Tell Jack to line up. We seen the film, player. Salute to Brian. Yeah, he got cooked. Najee shook that man out of his ASICs, man. You think, okay, we talked about that. Salute to KC. Gerard, that was a guy that I wanted to draft in that year's draft. Javon Holland out of Oregon, a guy that can play both safety spots, play in the nickel. He's been phenomenal for Miami. Javon Holland was one of the ones. Tay has to pay taxes again since he's in New York City. I love it, bro. I love it. So a lot of no's, a lot of yeses as well for Jacoby. And I love Jacoby Myers, you guys. Love him. I'm just saying at this point, if you're selling, right? The only guy that you're not going to move on from is Maxx Crosby. You just paid Christian Wilkins a shit ton of money and a $100 million contract. He's not going anywhere. Potentially somebody comes calling for Colton Miller. If Mumford is good to go and you can put him back at left tackle, I'm for moving on from Colton Miller. It is what it is. He's beat up. That shoulder is, it's tough to come back from those type of injuries. Those are the two players I think at this point that you could potentially move on and get some extra draft capital. It was Jacoby and Colton Miller. Real talk. Not saying to do it, you guys. I'm just stating that if we're gonna sell, and you're not selling Max, there's only a few guys that you can give up in trades, and that's Colton Miller and Jacoby. Let's see. Salute to everybody here in the building, as always. Real quick, you guys, let's pay some bills. Salute to the 2,200 people in the building. Salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Make sure to head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next two deposits by using YouTube 150. Promo code YouTube 150 up to $2,000. Fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to head over to BetUS. Tell them Graphk Raiders sent you. Salute to our proud sponsors. Once again, this live stream is powered by BetUS. I'll be at the game this weekend. Tickets are low. Salute to Hector, my guy. Have fun, brother. You better than me, man. You better than me. Salute to my guy, Hector, man. Have fun, brother. For those who don't know, we're at SoFi Stadium this weekend against the Los Angeles Rams. Salute to my guy, Hector. Two teams that are struggling right now. The Rams with a ton of injuries. Puka and Cooper, they're hurting out there right now. Salute to my guy, Jason Hunter, man, on the $20 special. I appreciate you, my brother. Shador isn't as bad as people say. Barely a running game. O-line is ass. Draft Shador and trade up for Genty to get O-line help in free agency. I think a lot of people don't want him because of the skin tone, in my opinion, fake ass motherfuckers. OakLosVegas for life, Raider Nation for life. Salute to my dog, Jason Hunter, man, my brother. I appreciate you on the $20 special. We got to link up soon for a cigar, my brother. Salute to you. I appreciate you on the $20 special. Salute to Ira, man. Order 2 bottles of that OakLosVegas sauce. Need to make a hotter one. We're on the case, brother. We're on the case. We're on the case. We got a few different bottles on the way. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate you. AnyGivenSundaySauces.com. Also, we're available on Amazon, you guys. Go get some of those OLV hot sauces, man. It's actually fire, bro. Real talk. Salute to Ira. Get some questions in, you guys. Get some questions in, man. Alan says, you're getting old. You love to rebuild. Hey, man, look, I've been rebuilding pretty much for 40 years of my life. Outside of maybe 5 years of me watching Raiders football, there's always been question marks surrounding this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm used to it. I'm used to it. But the one thing that I'm excited about, Alan, is finally getting an opportunity to locate the quarterback. You know, we all thought we had one with Derek Carr in the second round out of Fresno State that year where we got Khalil Mack and Gabe Jackson. You know, but years prior to that, man, it was just a bunch of just retread-ass quarterbacks, you know, bringing in veterans that were past their primes, hoping that these late-round guys would stick, you know, hoping that Andrew Walters and so on and so forth would be the dudes. Look, I'm excited about going to get a guy that can be your quarterback for the next 10-plus years. I'm excited about that. And people don't tend to – like, we have to give some of these guys – give Tom Telesco his credit. You went and got, you know, Brock Bowers in round 1, who is generational. JPJ, who looks like an absolute stud, and he's only going to look better when you move him to center and get rid of Andre James's ass, right? DJ Glaze at right tackle looks really, really good, man. No pressures by TJ Watt. That is insanity, y'all. And I know we chipped at him. I know we double teamed him. I don't give a shit. DJ Glaze had a phenomenal game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kept Aiden clean, kept him upright, no pressures by TJ Watt. And I don't give a shit. Once again, we chipped away, we double team. Every team does that on TJ Watt. Every team does it. You have to. But we hit with DJ Glaze in the 3rd round. We don't know what we have in DCAM yet, but I'm hoping, you know, with that 6'2", 6'3" frame and him knowing how to tackle. That's what we're missing on the defense side of the ball. He's a short tackler. May not have a ton of turnovers, you know what I mean? He might not get a ton of picks, but he is a guy that can go out there and bring opposing wide receivers, running backs, and so on and so forth down. Look, I love what Tom Telesco is doing up to this point. We have some building blocks, you guys. We have, you know, JPJ. We have Glaze. You know, we have Brock Bowers. We still have Michael Mayer, who's dealing with a personal matter right now, but he is still a major part of this team moving forward. Could you imagine what Ben Johnson can do with Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer? Dog, could you imagine having an offensive-minded guy that has those 2 players on the offensive side of the ball? He's killing it with Sam Laporta. Could you imagine what he would do with these 2 guys? We got some building blocks. Maxx Crosby, Christian Wilkins. You know, we have some guys. I think Jacorian Bennett is going to be one of those guys as well. We're going to be okay. We have some pieces, y'all. You know what I mean? But it's clear without and I'm going to say it, this is me, without a real head coach and without a real quarterback 1, you're going to die a miserable death. It is what it is. But the good thing is about this team, there are players at certain positions and of positions of value at that I think that are going to be great for a long time, man. A long time. Salute to Victor. Have a top 5 pick. We get Ben Johnson. Demote AP back to backer coach. Leave Graham as DC and build. Raider Nation for life. Salute to my guy, Victor. I don't know if, you know, AP would want to do that. It'd be phenomenal if he just moved back to being, you know, linebackers coach, even though we have Mike Caldwell in the building. But I don't know, man. That's kind of not usually how it works, Victor. Usually Ben will want to come in and bring his own staff with him. So I don't see us demoting AP and so on and so forth. If you're going to move on from him, you got to move on from him. simple mathematics. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be great to see if Graham can stick around. The defense is beat up. You lose a bunch of starters for the season. Marcus Epps, Malcolm Kuntz, now Christian Wilkins. It's tough. It is very tough. But we were struggling even with with most of those guys out there. You know what I'm saying? So Graham has not had a great year by any means. We're at the bottom of the basement in several defensive categories, especially in takeaways. You know what I mean? We thought this defense was going to turn that page this year. I thought it was going to be a top 5 unit, and I was off. I was wrong. So we're going to have to look at every aspect of this coaching staff next year and figure out what we need to do in order to get better. That's including Patrick Graham as a defensive coordinator. Salute to Chris, my dog. If some team come calling for Myers, let's stockpile those picks and build this team with Tom and AP. There you go. Salute to Chris. He's all for potentially playing around with the thought process of moving Jacoby Myers if a wide receiver needy team comes calling. I mean, look, you know where he would fit perfectly, y'all? Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers. He would fit perfectly there. They need a wide receiver. They have a one in George Pickens, and he is a guy that does all the dirty work, blocking, so on and so forth. If they feel that they're a wide receiver away from potentially making a run, hey, maybe you call Pittsburgh. Maybe, maybe you say, hey, man, what would you guys be willing to give up for our guy Jacoby? And I love Jacoby. I love him. Raider through and through. But I can definitely see him fitting the mold of that Pittsburgh Steelers team. Sorry, you guys. Outside of Maxx Crosby, you have to look at everything now being on the table here. You move on from Davante Adams. You get blown out by the Pittsburgh Steelers. You do not have a quarterback. You have a terrible offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? You have a head coach that looks to me like he's in over his head. There's so many question marks. You're going to have to stockpile a bunch of these draft picks. You know what I mean? Tom Telesco is not feeling any heat, you guys. This is year one for him. I don't think that he's feeling any type of heat. It's very difficult to build a team in your image in 6 games. So I'm not going to beat up Tom Telesco. You know what I'm saying? And, I know this is AP's first year, but we got a glimpse to see what he could do last year. And he went, what was it, 5-4 last year, I believe, in nine games, right? And it doesn't look the same this year. It doesn't. It looks totally different. You went out there and pinpointed Luke Getsy after you fumbled the rock with Cliff Kingsbury, who's killing it out there with the Commanders. Everything's on the table here at this point, you guys. In the words of Maxx Crosby, everything's on the, everything may be on the table right now. Just keeping it a buck here. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe some quarterback needy team will come calling for Minshew. I don't know what you're going to get with him. He has 1 more year left on his deal. Maybe somebody says we believe in him. I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Salute to the Raider, my dog. Appreciate you, brother. The face of the franchise will no longer be rocking a bowl cut. He'll be wearing 7 Super Bowl rings. Raiders dysfunction ends this offseason. Book it. I would love that, the Raider. And once again, for you guys who have no idea what the Raider's talking about, we're waiting today. It looks as though Tom Brady's stake in the minority stake in ownership for the Raiders should be accepted today. It should be approved today. And the rumor mill is swirling that Tom Brady will have say in personnel and football operations, which is a great, great sign. Tom Brady has done nothing but win at the next level. I mean, in football, 7 championships, 6 with the Patriots, 1 with the Bucks. It looks as though he'll be very vocal in terms of football operations. So we're waiting to see, waiting for the approval. They're stating that it's already going to be approved. We're just waiting. It should drop today, and then we'll go from there. But it looks like he will have a lot of say in football operations. Also, salute to our guy, Richard Seymour, as well. It looks as though he will be approved today as well for his minority stake in ownership with the Raiders as well. So salute to my guy, Richard Seymour, and salute once again to the GOAT, Tom Brady. I hate to say it. I know that as Raider fans, we've hated Tom Brady our entire life. Well, guess what, man? This is an opportunity to fix what he broke. The Tuck rule absolutely killed us. It killed the organization. It destroyed everything, right? It cooked us. It cooked us. But guess what? We have an opportunity for the one guy that made that happen to come in and help fix this thing. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it, man. The Raider in me is like, I hate him. But let him cook. Just because Brady was the best quarterback in football don't mean shit about talent evaluation and acquisition. So what, you calling him Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan hug? This isn't that. It's a totally different sport. This isn't that. It's not that. I mean, I watched John Lynch go out there to the Niners, and I know they haven't won a championship, but they've been to Super Bowls. They've been to NFC championships. Hey, this isn't the same for every type situation. I watched John Lynch go out there and help turn that thing around, in Santa Clara. Let's pump the brakes here. I'm not stating that Tom Brady's going to come in and win us a championship next year. I'm just stating that it's always great to have a mind like that in the building that can help us. And the thing is, Tom Brady attracts big names. He attracts greatness. That's all you can expect. Football is not basketball, Hug. This is not the Jordan, Magic Johnson type situation. This is a totally different sport. You see. No, I agree with you saying we've never seen it. But hey, we shall see. I just said this is a good chance for him to wrong his rights or right his wrongs. It's too early for me, man. I've not had coffee yet, you guys. I've not had my coffee. Breaking news. The Raiders have traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets for a conditional third-round pick, which can translate into a second-round pick if Davante gets first-team All-Pro or second-team All-Pro, or they go to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So there's 4 different scenarios in which we can end up with a second-round pick, you guys. That is if Davante ends up with a first-team All-Pro, second-team All-Pro, an AFC Championship game, or a Super Bowl game. Super Bowl appearance. Rosetown. It's clear. It's the Jets. They got Davante Adams, one of the better wide receivers in the league. But I think that we both won in a different sense. We're not there. We don't need Davante Adams. We're not in a situation where we need a Davante Adams in the building. We're not in win now mode. Also, we cannot afford those next 2 years to pay him when we're not there in order of terms of winning right now. So I think both teams won the contract. Won this deal. We got rid of a contract. Davante went to where he wanted to go, where him and Aaron Rodgers will probably end up, cooking up out there. I think it's a win-win for both. You gave up a first and a second to go get him, 3 years ago? Now you look at it from a situation as we got potentially a second back, and we spent a first and it didn't work. But this essentially puts us over $100 million next year in 2025 to play within free agency, to take care of our draft class, so on and so forth. We're going to have a shit ton of money next year to be able to go out here and work. And to be honest, look, man, if you move on from Davante Adams and you bring in a young T. Higgins who's still really young, what is he, like 26? How old is T. Higgins? Is he like 26 years old? He can't be any older than 27. He's 25. He's 25. He'll be 26 in January. Wow. Salute to my fellow Capricorn in the building. But he's 25 years old. So if you move on from Tay, you free up all that draft capital. You go get all that money. You go get your quarterback of the future in this next year's draft, and you bring in a 25-year-old T. Higgins. Then we won the trade. You know what I'm saying? Depending of if Davante and Aaron somehow, some way win a Super Bowl, which I don't see because they're standing there at 2-4. But Rosetown, we won in our own way. The Jets won in their own way. But the Jets are desperate right now. They're in desperation mode. Salute to Big Rom, my guy, man. Appreciate you, brother. I'm becoming a member. Salute, my dog. Appreciate you. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Salute the 10 Commandments also on the $5 special. Do you think Diablo was slamming the DE, including Crosby, for breaking down containment? He made a comment about the edge not being protected. I didn't see it. 10 Commandments. Where was this? I took a day off yesterday. Did he do a presser? Did he do an interview? Let me watch it first before I determine how I feel about that. All I'm going to say is this. Salute to Davante Adams. He had a phenomenal game. We all beat him up. We're all like, he's been terrible. And he looked really good out there. This past week. And they stole a pick from him as well, which I hate to see. You know what I'm saying? 10 Commandments is the post-game interview. Okay. I didn't get a chance to see it. I've seen some people on Twitter talking about it, but I didn't see it for myself. But let me check that out, 10 Commandments, and I'll double back. Isaiah Vinny said we'll have $106 million next year. Phenomenal. Love it. Ton of money to play with. Let me see. Yeah, Chris, for sure. Hey, I'm rooting for the Jets this year, man. Hey, get to that AFC Championship game, man. Davante, go out there and have 2,000 yards receiving, baby. Go Jets. Jets, Jets. We need that second rounder, baby. Jets, Jets. Facts, Chris. Facts. Salute the Crash Dog, my dog. At this point, we have to do whatever's necessary to get a quarterback, and Brady knows how to win. That's all I care about. Facts. Facts, my brother. Facts. Brady will be partial, small part owner today once it's approved. And then once again, man, I'm excited to see him get active in terms of football operations, man, and writing this shit. Yeah, I need some coffee, y'all. I'm struggling right now. I ain't even got my voice right now. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate every single one of you guys for rocking with me. Once again, this is the Davante Adams stream. I know it's early, you guys, but breaking news, our Raiders have officially traded Davante Adams to the New York Jets for a conditional third-round pick that can end up being a second-round pick if they reach an AFC Championship game, Super Bowl, first-team All-Pro or second-team All-Pro. Let me see. Get some questions in, you guys. Coming up on an hour and a half. Oh, that's nasty work, y'all. We got 2,225 people in the building, and we only got that. Wipe them feet. Whether you're watching on Twitter, YouTube, whatever, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Get them likes up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet, man. I know Garrett Wilson is going to be like, yo, what the hell is going on? Hold on, y'all. I got a call. Hold on real quick, y'all. Shit. I missed Stu. Stu called. I missed Stu's call. Salute to my brother, Stuart Schwager. Got to get him back on the show, man. We got to talk about this loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. It's nasty, nasty work. We still got to talk about that, you guys. I'm going to hold off on that. This is the Davante stream. We'll talk about the Pittsburgh game. I got a lot to say about that disgusting-ass game. Salute to Heat Check. If constructed right, I feel like Brock Bowers could be our franchise player. I agree. You can see the star in him already. Facts. Heat Check. And what did AP say in his presser the other day? He stated, he's going to be double teamed. He's going to be bracketed, but that's Brock Bowers. He's going to be open regardless. That is major to have a player like that where you can be doubled, tripled, bracketed, and you can just throw the ball up to him and you still trust that Brock can go up there and get it. You know what I mean? So that is a phenomenal, phenomenal player to have on this team. He is definitely that offensive Maxx Crosby for us moving forward. I know it's very early to say that, but Brock is going to be an all-pro, you guys. And Brock is probably going to end up, barring any injuries, God forbid, if he can stay durable and stay healthy, he'll be a Hall of Famer. He'll be a Hall of Famer. Just real talk. Brock is that dude. Salute the Heat Check. Despite our failures this season, Telesco has done a phenomenal job. His draft picks are major contributors as well as this trade. Facts. Facts, bro. Facts. You know, and we still haven't really got an opportunity to see what Trey Taylor can do, our 7th round pick out of Air Force, right? Dylan has struggled. You know, yeah, he fumbled. That sucks. But, you know, what is he going to look like in the near future? We still don't know what DCAM looks like either, 10 Commandments, right? The only thing I said about his tenure so far is I wish he would have got a running back earlier, and I wish he would have got a quarterback in the mid rounds. I would have rather had, and I love Tommy Eichenberg. I love what he brings to the game, but I would have rather had a Spencer Rattler there than a Tommy Eichenberg, because then you have a young kid that you can develop regardless if he's the guy or not. You have a kid that you can develop to see if he can turn out to be anything. You know what I mean? So I think that was the one blunder, was taking Tommy there in the 5th, and I believe he was took before Spencer Rattler. I was like, God, man, get you a quarterback. I know we could have used the linebacker, but I like our linebacking core regardless if Tommy's there or not. But I think we missed there, and then I think that we should have got a running back early on. But you're right, 10 Commandments. I'm not going to beat up Tom Telesco at all. I think he's been really, really good for us up to this point. Let me see. Yes, okay, $106 million, Rudy. Salute. I can't believe we didn't get a second for Tay. Go Jets. Well, we may. Jets. We may, Crash Dog. Pump the brakes. We may. Don't think for once that Aaron Rodgers is not going to force feed Davante Adams week in and week out. If he could be an all-pro, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yes, Omni. Glaze contributed, JPJ, Bowers, all of them, man. Salute to Chris, my dog. I appreciate you, man. Gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to my dog. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And I don't even know if you guys understand, like, I'm going to bring this stat up real quick that everybody was talking about on Twitter yesterday. But you look at lowest pressure rates allowed by a rookie offensive lineman in week 6, a minimum of 10 pass blocking snaps. DJ Glaze is third, 2.4%, 41-1. Guess who's 5th? Jackson Powers Johnson, 4.9%, 41-2. That is phenomenal. And then there's 2 other names that I liked a lot in this year's draft, was Cooper Beebe, who went to Dallas, and then Mason McCormick that went to Pittsburgh. But hey, man, that's phenomenal. So to make that list, lowest pressure rates, you got 2 guys, DJ Glaze and Joe Alt right there. And once again, no pressures from TJ Watt at all on Glaze's side. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building. Salute to Chris, my dog. Eddie, I seen that, and I want to talk to Sanjit about that. You know, Sanjit breaks down O-lines totally different than everybody else. He really goes down and breaks down the film and so on and so forth. And he had his reasoning, behind it. You know, I'm going to read that real quick. What Sanjit said. He said, never trust offensive line stats. TJ Watt had a ton of winning snaps versus DJ Glaze, and DJ Glaze did not have a great game, was double chipped TJ on most plays, and if we didn't do that, we threw the ball for 2 yards. We literally did not push the ball downfield because of TJ. Now, I stated I definitely disagree with this one, brother. I said Glaze has been a huge contributor for us these past few weeks. Watt is one of, if not the best in the game at his position. So DJ will lose some reps regardless. I think Tom hit in the 3rd round. Watt was definitely doubled and tripled at all game, but as a rookie, he stood out to me. So there you have it. Would you rather have our first 3-round picks or the Saints from this year? Would you rather have our first 3-round picks? Joe, what do you mean? What do you mean by that, brother? What do you mean? You talking about, would you rather have Glaze, JPJ, and Brock Bowers over their picks? Is that what you mean? Boo. Allen got cooked. All right, let me see. I want to see real quick. Saints draft class 2024. I know they took Fuaga there in the 1st round. Spence, okay. So they took him, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and they didn't have a 3rd or a 4th round pick. They didn't draft until the 5th round where they took Spencer Rattler. So if you mean, would I rather have Brock JPJ and DJ Glaze over Fuaga, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Spencer Rattler? Yes, I would. I'd rather have ours. I like Fuaga. I think he's going to be a dog for the Saints for many years at the tackle position. Kool-Aid McKinstry is good. But I do like our corner group, and I do like Cameron Richardson. When we finally get a chance to see him, you guys are going to understand the thought process behind taking him there in, I believe, the 4th round. He's a stud. But Fuaga, Kool-Aid, and Spencer Rattler, I mean, we got the best player out of the bunch. We got Brock Bowers. We got the best player out of it. And then I think JPJ is going to end up being a better offensive lineman than Fuaga. I know they play two totally different positions, but no, we definitely won. We definitely won. And I like Kool-Aid McKinstry, but I don't know if he's going to be, an all-pro type talent at the next level. I don't know what he's going to truly be. I like Spencer. I like Spencer though. I like that what he could potentially be. I like the potential behind Spencer, what Spencer Rattler could potentially bring to a team. Salute to Edgar. 2nd and 3rd round picks are crucial to building a franchise. 60% of the league is undrafted. It's a matter of drafting well. Talk that shit, Edgar. Talk. I see a lot of fire Getsies in the chat right now. And to be real with you, man, wouldn't it be funny if he did get fired the same day we traded Davante Adams? That would be a clear sign that we brought in Luke Getsy because of Davante Adams. But, once again, who is going to run the offense moving forward? Scott Turner? Is it going to be Joe Philbin? As much as you guys do not want to hear this, it's not working with what we have going now, so you might as well let Getsy just fuck around and just get through the season. Let him get through the season. Because the more Getsy's here, the more that we'll probably have a great opportunity to go get our quarterback of the future. So, it's kind of a catch-22, right? Do you fire him? Oh, fire Getsy. And then you see Joe Philbin or Scott Turner or potentially an Edgar Bennett. Maybe he gets a chance to be an OC, our wide receivers coach. Who's to say? I don't know who will be the guy. But at this point, just let Getsy ride it out. Let him ride it out this year. It is what it is. I mean, realistically, you guys, I don't want to hear anybody saying, oh, no, the season's not over. It's so early. Dog, it is over. Marcus Sepp, starting safety, out for the season. Malcolm Kuntz, starting defensive end, out for the season. Christian Wilkins, star defensive tackle, out for the season. Colton Miller, starting linebacker, left tackle, hurt, still hurt, looking like shit. Season's done, though, you guys. So I understand that, it's like, no, we want to win some games. Bro, look, we've done this shit a million times year in and year out. All that middle of the pack shit, winning games, man, look. Play some of these young kids. See what you have in them. Moving forward, I still pay Robert Spillane. Bring him back. I think he is a stud. He is somebody that sets the tone at the linebacker position, and not only there, but on the defense side of the ball, period. Bring him back. But I want to see Amari Gaynor out there. I want to see Tommy Eichenberg. I want to see Amari Burney. I want to see Trey Taylor at safety with Paula Mao and Chris Smith out there. Merrick's in a contract year. Are you bringing him back? If not, shit, let these other young pups play. Let them play. Bring Ramel Keaton off the practice squad. Bring the big body wide receiver out of Tennessee in and let him get some burn. Why do you bring Alex Bachman up but not Ramel Keaton? It's just weird to me. Like what was the thought process behind that? I don't know. But let the young pups do the thing. Let them do the thing. Nate Hobbs has been not great in coverage. The one thing that Nate does is he's a great downhill tackler, and he's one of our better tacklers, period, on the defensive side of the ball. But as a starting slot nickel, right, you want a guy that can play at a high level in coverage as well, and that's not been what he's brought to the table. He's not been a great cover slot corner at all. He's been more of a downhill tackler for us, a guy that can make some stops in the run game. So, we brought Darnay Holmes over, this season, picked him up, former Giant, played under Patrick Graham with his time with the Giants. So he's been starting to see a little burn out there as well. But I don't know. I don't know if we do pay. Do we pay Hobbs? Do we pay Hobbs this offseason, you guys? We have a few players that we need to figure out. Do you want to pay Hobbs? Do you want to pay Merrick? Merrick had a good game for us this past week, but he's kind of been hit or miss for us, right? I expected a lot more than Merrick this year. So, I mean, there's two guys that I'm looking at right now that you pay. Spill, and if Malcolm Kuntz comes back and he's healthy and he's good to go, I give him a team-friendly deal. Maybe a 2-year deal, second year, being, a team option or something, or maybe we just sign into a 1-year deal, a 1-year prove-it deal. But I don't know what that money looks like in terms of bringing in Nate Hobbs. Like, what do you pay him? I'm not paying Merrick. I think that safety position, there's so many young guys. Palomar deserves to be out there. You can't take him off the field. I think that Trey Taylor is going to be a stud for us. Then you still have Chris Smith, former 5th, 6th round pick out of Georgia, captain there on those national championship teams. I like the safety position. I like the safety group. I would let Merrick walk. I would not bring him back. Let me see. Yeah, Chris, he definitely plays more like a linebacker. And then, Diablo as well. Diablo is someone that I'm not bringing back. Me personally, I'm not. I'd probably go look at a linebacker in this year's draft in those mid rounds. You just drafted Tommy Eichenberg. There's no real reason to bring Divine Diablo back. I would have Tommy and Robert Spillane out there together. We still got Amari Burney. Luke Masterson's still young. He's been terrible this year, but let's see. Salute. Devonshire is on. I think he's on the practice squad, right? Clan, or do we bring him back? Well, I think we just cut him, right? Didn't we just outright cut him? Is he on the practice squad? He's on a practice squad. Yeah. Devonshire's on the practice squad. Based on Mary's last name, has he been schemed out of plays? Last game was totally different. Just a thought. Based on Mary, last game. I'm like, bro, look, I need my coffee right now, Hug. I'm all over the place. Based on Mary's last game, has he been schemed out of plays? Last game was totally different. Just a thought. I'm going to say this. Mary's going to be one of them players. Me and Wasted talked about this. He'll be one of those guys that'll leave the Raiders and go to like a Vic Fangio type defense or something, go to the Eagles and be a baller. He'll end up being an all-pro, Pro Bowl player. I don't really personally think that the systems that he's been in up to this point have favored his skill set at all. I think he'll be better elsewhere. I just think it'd be a clean break between the Raiders and Merrick. I think Merrick can be better elsewhere, and I think we'll be better without him, if that makes any sense. But yes, Hug, definitely system related. Definitely. I do believe that. Top, you can't say that. You're just running off emotion, bro. You can't say that. That's BS. He'll suck no matter where he goes. You don't know that. He's never played anywhere else. How can you just state that without having any facts behind it? We should move off most of these players that have been through multiple regimes with us. Some good talent, but old habits die hard. Need fresh attitudes. Talk that shit, Gio. Talk. I agree, brother. Torque says we got $106 million in cap space. We got to pay someone. Oh, bro, look, there's going to be a lot of free agents out there. There's going to be some guys that we could potentially bring in. I love what Sergio said. Buda Baker's going to be a free agent. Javon Holland's going to be a free agent. Then we talked about T. Higgins, what I'm saying, potentially bringing him in at the wide receiver position, only 25 years old. He'll be 26 in January. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a shit ton of free agents that's going to be available next year. And with all that cap space, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Let me see. Yeah, but the thing is this, Clan, we have to understand that that doesn't always translate at the next level. Harrison Bryant, won the best tight end at the collegiate level, and he hasn't had a great, career by any means. I think he's a serviceable player, and he's a good player, but I mean, everything doesn't always translate from the collegiate level. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know what Trey is yet. We have not even got an opportunity to see Trey Taylor yet. Merrick, we took him early in the second round, and a lot of us, were like, shit, get him in the first. When you took Alex Leatherwood, right? We thought that he would be that guy, and it just ended up not being that. But, everything doesn't translate from the collegiate level. Two different worlds, my brother. Let me see. Yeah, defend the shield. I'll be on the round table tonight, brother. Definitely will. Per Spock Track, the Raiders have freed up $28.4 million in cap space in 2025 and now project to hold around $108 million of next offseason, fifth in the NFL. Phenomenal. Now you go get your quarterback and you're good to go. Salute to Jersey. Linebacker, OC, OG, running back in the second. We could probably the number 1 or 2 at the position. You don't need a center, Jersey, because JPJ is going to be that. Now, do you need to go get another guard? Potentially get another guard. You can get a running back, but I'm going to be real. Outside of Genty, man, like I'd be cool with getting it back in the third round. And there's a slew of guys that we're going to talk about during the draft process for sure. But linebacker, you don't need to get a linebacker that early. If you just pay Spill, you don't have to worry about that. You just drafted Tommy Eichenberg, in the 5th round. There's no real reason to use one of those picks on a linebacker that early. So you don't need a center, because once again, JPJ will be that. He'll be that. I don't want him at guard, and he's done a good job, definitely at guard. But I think he can do a great job at center. He's just a mauler, man. Like, I think you need to move him to center. Get rid of Andre James, move on from that contract and put JPJ at center. You still have, Parham at guard, and then you can go draft a guard. Go get you another guard. Quandre, Diggs or Chuck Clark, some cheaper options. Yeah, we don't. There's no reason for that right now, Sholo. Why go get some veterans, bro, when you don't need to? Let the young pups play it out. Let the young pups play it out this year. Let's run with what we got. You know what I mean? There's no real reason. And we're not in a position to go get these veteran safeties. You don't need them. Veteran DBs. You don't need them. Let me see. As long as Brady never comes or becomes majority owner, we still have hope. I could never stay a fan at that point. Coach, man, always coming in here with some wild shit. That's hilarious. Salute to my guy, Coach, in the building, man. Sam Live. I was just telling Wasted this yesterday that if they continue to blackball him to not become a head coach, I would love, because Ben Johnson's in that same division. Could you imagine having a Ben Johnson as your head coach, essentially / offensive coordinator, and make Brian Flores the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL? Could you imagine that? Oh, Sholo, I see you, bro. I see you. I like Brian Flores, dog. He's cooking. He's cooking. One of the better defensive minds in the NFL. If you could bring in a Ben Johnson and make him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL, if he continues to be blackballed from head coaching spots, I would love to bring him in. I would love to bring him in. Patrick Graham, out of here. Out of here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Flores, like your life depended on it. Then you have one of the youngest bright minds calling the O, and you have one of the best defensive-minded guys in the NFL calling the defense. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Absolute insanity. Well, why wouldn't they? If you're Flores and you continue to get looked over for head coaching jobs, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you continue to be blackballed because of the situation that happened in Miami, why why wouldn't you? You want to keep a job, right? And let's just say the Raiders pay him more money than Minnesota. I would love it. I don't know what his contract looks like in Minnesota. I'm just speaking out of my ass right now. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to have Flores as a defensive coordinator for the Raiders. So let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, appreciate you guys so much for rocking me. Once again, man, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Make sure to head over to BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over to get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits by using promo code U2150. Promo code U2150, up to $2,000, fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to go over there and tell them that Graphk Raider sent you. Salute once again to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Salute to everybody here in the building, over 2,000 strong. Breaking news, our Raiders have sent Davante Adams finally packing to the New York Jets, the 2-4 lowly New York Jets, for a conditional 3rd round pick that can essentially turn into a 2nd round pick if he reaches first team All-Pro or 2nd team All-Pro or an AFC Championship or Super Bowl appearance. So there you have it, you guys. Pretty much a 3rd round pick that can convert into a 2nd round pick in terms of what Davante and company does out there with the Jets. Other than that, you guys, I'm tired. I'm whooped. I was up all night. I need to get some coffee. I need to get me a workout in. We'll be back later on for the AFC West Roundtable. And you know what? I may do another live before that, breaking down this Pittsburgh Steelers game. And I want to talk a little bit more about the coaching staff also, because, you know, I see a ton of people saying that I'm beating up on AP and blase blah, right? I have a lot to talk about in terms of the coaching staff. So maybe we'll double dip today before the AFC West Roundtable. But salute, man, to all my people here, as always, in the building. Would hate to leave with 2,100 plus people here, but I got to go. I got to get some coffee, man. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out. 1.